على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So, sort of mixed in sadness and happiness. Sadness because it's the last day of Ramadan for many of us. Happiness because tomorrow is Eid L Fitr, and my goodness, it's been 30 days of absolute rahmah, barakah and maghfirah. But we're going to start off first with the du'as. It's still the month of Ramadan, so we're going to recite the du'as. Please recite them with me together and loudly, okay? Like I said, these du'as are not just du'as that we're going to recite in the month of Ramadan. Last one maybe, but the others we can recite every day too. But recite with me loudly, come on. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا علي يا عظيم يا غفور يا رحيم أنت الرب العظيم الذي ليس كمثله شيء وهو السميع البصير وهذا شهر نظمته وكرمته وشرفته وفضلته على الشهور وهو الشهر الذي فرضت صيامه عليه وهو شهر رمضان الذي أنزلت فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان وجعلت فيه ليلة القدر وجعلتها خيرا من 1000 شهر فيا ذا المن ولا يمن عليك من علي بفكاك رقبتي من النار في من تمن عليه وادخلني الجنة برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم أدخل على أهل القبور السرور اللهم أغني كل فقير اللهم أشبع كل جائع اللهم اكسو كل عريان اللهم اقضي دين كل مدين اللهم فرج عن كل مكروب اللهم رد كل غريب اللهم فك كل أسير اللهم أصلح كل فاسد من أمور المسلمين اللهم اشفي كل مريض اللهم سد فقرنا بغناك اللهم غير سوء حالنا بحسن حالك اللهم اقضي عنا الدين وأغننا من الفقر إنك على كل شيء قدير اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم رب شهر رمضان الذي أنزلت فيه القرآن وافترضت على عبادك فيه الصيام صل على محمد وآل محمد وارزقني حج بيتك الحرام في عام هذا وفي كل عام واغفر لي تلك الذنوب الإثام فإنه لا يغفرها غيرك يا رحمن يا علام اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. Well, tonight is known as Laylatul Jaiza, the reward giving night. And you know what? The least reward you can expect is the forgiveness of sins for having fasted in the month. This is from Imam Ali alayhi salam. You know, or even attempted to give the month the honor that it deserves. And obviously one of the akhlaq of the month is not to eat in front of those who are fasting if you have a condition where you couldn't fast. But it's a night to do dua. And the first thing we have to think about is the suffering that's going around in the world at the moment. A starting point is to feel the pain. Then share what you can. Protest by writing, by speaking. And in every dua, raise your hands high and ask for peace. You know what's going on? We saw the attack on the school in Afghanistan. Those girls, my goodness. You know, when I sit down to write things, I can't. For myself, no. Because we just got to look around us and see what's happening. Look what's happening in Gaza, in Palestine. It's horrific. In Yemen, the COVID-19 in India, for example, in the neighboring countries of Pakistan or Bangladesh or Sri Lanka or Nepal or all over the world. So tonight we've got to raise our hands. I'm a mom, and I think of the others, and I think of the mothers whose images I see day in and day out, looking at the broken bodies of their children, I couldn't watch that school in Afghanistan. And I watched it. I looked at them. I look at the homes in Gaza, the flattened homes, the utter hopelessness. And I think that maybe they are raising their hands and they're saying, is there no one in God's world out there who has a heart? You know, if any of my children or my grandchildren get a paper cut, I go cold. I pray that the pain be mine rather than theirs. The Prophet said that dua is a weapon. So today maybe let's forget ourselves and let's raise our hands and pray for these mothers. Okay. Now, because this is the end of the month, I just go through some reflections that we got to think about. Every beginning of Ramadan, I say to myself that I will not focus too much on food. Yet suhoor and iftar are important, and there's a sort of hyper awareness of how everyday tasks during the rest of the year can be spiritualized. So for example, I used to make sure I recited Quran whilst I cook, ensured that the meals are nutritious and appealing, which I can do throughout the year, sharing my food and giving it the respect it deserves as the energy that will drive my physical existence. I've realized that I was energized in the month of Ramadan when I utilized my free time either reciting or journaling the Quran. It created barakah in time, and the days in which I rested instead of reciting Quran were far more tiring. So maybe throughout the year we're going to recite more Quran, journal more Quran. And then in all, it's been a reminder this Ramadan that it's never too late to learn something new, to have a paradigm shift in our thinking process, be it learning a new recipe or working on journaling the Quran or studying a surah, or simply by understanding something like online connections. Now that's another story. But my greatest blessing this Ramadan has been the privilege of being able to communicate with all of you. It's about connecting, and that's a lesson I've learned big time. I'll miss being online with you every day. I can't even begin to tell you how my heart smiles when I think of all of you. So today, Jazakumullah for being so awesome. I'm absolutely honored and privileged, and I love you to bits. But as far as Eid goes, the Prophet said, give beauty to your Eid by reciting takbir. So as soon as it's Maghrib tonight and you've done iftar, make sure you recite takbir. Now recite with me. We're going to do this together, okay? So continually, as a child, that's my most significant memory. Takbir after takbir after takbir. So recite with me. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah, Wallahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Walillahil hamd, Alhamdulillahi ala ma hadana, Walahu shukru ala ma awlana, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah, Wallahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Walillahil hamd, Alhamdulillahi ala ma hadana, Walahu shukru ala ma awlana. So again and again and again. How'd you greet each other? When the companions met each other on the day of Eid, they would say to each other, Taqabbalahu minna wa minkum. May Allah accept from you and us. So now it is also a day. I told you dua for everybody else. But it is also a day to acknowledge those who have left imprints on our heart. Those whose imprints are painful, forgive them. For those whose imprints are huggable and keepsakes, thank divinity for them. Say thank you and manifest your thankfulness by calling them, by emailing them, by WhatsApping them, by visiting them. I know you can't go in their homes, but even from outside, just visit them. You know, all I can say is many du'as. Many du'as for this awesome night. It's actually comparable to Laylatul Qadr. May He shower you with His rahmah always. But one thing I'm always asked, especially in schools, is that, what is your special food? Every time I go, they ask me that. So what stands out in my mind is sale or vermicelli, or schools don't know and they don't even know what vermicelli is. So I say thin spaghetti, and I used to tell them, that as a child, I used to wake up for breakfast on Eid morning, and my grandmother used to make vermicelli in water and sugar. This is a milky one, but she used to make it in water and sugar. And I used to go, ew, that's not what I want on Eid. And she would say, do you see all those strands? Some are brown, some are white, some are a bit darker, but they all live in peace. That's sign language for peace. And she would say, that's what it's about. It's about living with humanity in peace, different colors, not just race, but colors of the soul in peace. Now I have 5 children. And when they were growing up, every Eid morning I would make sev. And they would say, Mama, sev. And I would say, they don't go snap, crackle, pop. They live in peace. And that's how we're supposed to live with each other. Now I have grandchildren. And this morning, because I had Eid today, and my granddaughter was looking at this. What is this, Nani? She said. And I said, it is sev. And I was trying to explain to her. And even a 4-year-old could grasp it. So, you know what? That's what it's all about. It's really about understanding what Eid is all about. So many, many, many felicitations for tomorrow. May Allah bless you all, and let us all raise our hands in dua for our marhumin, for those who are ill, for those moms that I talked about, and for all those who are suffering in these times that are really, really difficult. So please recite with me Surah Al-Fatiha, the dua for protection, and the ziyarah of Abu Abdullah. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladhina an'amta alayhim. Ghayril maghdubi alayhim waladdallin. Now before we go into the dua for protection, you also got to remember that tonight is the night of Friday, and coupled together with the night of Eid, my goodness, so much barakah. Doesn't stop tomorrow being Friday. And remember, recite istighfar 3 times before Fajr, Ayatul Kursi from Fajr to Zuhr. This is Friday, we don't forget. Do your ghusl of Jumu'ah and your ghusl of Eid. My goodness, cut your nails. So both the ghusls, one ghusl with 2 niyas, right? Cut your nails, wear neat, clean clothes, apply perfume, give sadaqah, recite Quran, spend time learning about religion. These don't stop. Recite Surah Al-Jumu'ah tomorrow, Eid Salah, Shams and A'la, if you're going to the mosque. Otherwise, you can recite it at home. Istighfar after Asr, Surah Al-Ikhlas. Remember your marhumin, and remember Jumu'ah is the day of Imam Mahdi. Remember him, take out sadaqah, and really, really say salam to him before you do anything else in the morning. Not only on Friday, but every other day as well. So let's first recite the dua for protection. لي خمسة أطفي بها حر الوباء الحاتمة المصطفى والمرتضى وأبناهما والفاطمة. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك. عليك مني سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار، ولا جعله الله آخر لحظ مني لزيارتكم. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم. Inshallah, I'll see you next Thursday.